Kid has a problem. Puff the Magic Dragon takes him on a magic journey, and they sing a couple songs, and then the problem's done, and the kid is perfect, or at least has an epiphany, and I should stop being an asshole. Okay, how about this one? The Adventures of Ronald McDonald. Mick Treasure Island. Fully animated video cassette for ages 2 to 7. Okay, so I didn't have high hopes going into this that it was going to be, a mature, gritty reboot of Ronald McDonald. Yeah, it's pretty much what you would expect. It is Ronald McDonald in animated form. You can see here it's Ronald McDonald and Grimace and Birdie. And where's the other guy, the super annoying one? Not on this picture. Anyway, this Treasure Island is like adapted for, dumbed down a little bit, I guess, for little kids, but dressed up with Ronald McDonald and friends. Here's the guy. Frickin' hate that guy. I mean, the character itself, no, I don't really hate it that much, but in this movie, the guy has the most annoying voice, and all he can say is like, "Robble, robble," and he's got that, you just hate it. And yeah, and then you got Grimace. Grimace is a big dumbass, and Ronald McDonald. He's Ronald McDonald just like in the commercials, except animated. He does magic and stuff. But yeah, this isn't quite the commercial that I thought it was going to be. I mean, you can clearly see the McDonald's logo right down here, but you turn this on, and surprisingly, it doesn't direct you to the nearest local McDonald's to go buy some food. And no, it's just a story. It's Ronald McDonald and friends. They're all hanging out, and they get sucked into the storybook and have to live the adventure of Treasure Island, but it's Mick Treasure Island. And it's actually surprisingly accurate to that story, or it follows it pretty much the same way, but it sums it all up in like 20 minutes. So yeah, it's like Mick Treasure Island is like Treasure Island, just with fucking dumbass Ronald McDonald in it. Here's another McDonald's movie. I don't know, is the logo on the front at all? Mac and Me, yeah, you've heard about this. You might have seen it. For the true, authentic experience, I recommend watching it on VHS. Yeah, Mac and Me, this weird-looking little dude, alien. It's like an E.T. ripoff made by the McDonald's Corporation. A scene in the middle, you probably heard about it, the big McDonald's birthday party dance number or whatever. And, there's a lot of product placement for McDonald's in this. That's the most ridiculous part of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say about this because, like, you can just look it up on YouTube here, and there's tons of people who have reviewed this movie, and I'm not taking the time to review this movie properly. I mean, it's stupid. They do the hand whistling thing or whatever. The kid's in a wheelchair and he falls off a cliff, and it's like super shitty effects. And yeah, is it one of the worst movies ever made? No, but it sure sucks. These ones are actually kind of cool. I got Puff the Magic Dragon. In the Land of the Living Lies. Featuring the voice of Burgess Meredith, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, he's Puff the Dragon, Puff the Magic Dragon. And he takes this little girl on an imaginary adventure to the Land of Living Lies, because she's like a liar. She's a terrible kid. She lies to her parents all the time, and she makes up stories, and she's, getting in trouble all the time. So he takes her to the Land of Living Lies to see what it's like and see why lying, where everybody lies all the time, and why it's so horrible and why you need to turn yourself around. And in the end, she's like, yep, and she's a perfect kid after that. Because she met Puff the Magic Dragon. Now, is it a metaphor for weed? Certainly not this movie. But is it? I mean, you Puff the Magic Dragon and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, there's some trippy stuff in there, so you can, and it's not completely untrue. Burgess Meredith has the dragon. You know, Burgess Meredith has one of the most distinctive voices in the entertainment business. Penguin from the old Batman TV show. Also was in Clash of the Titans. He was the old mentor dude for Perseus. He was also Globulus, or whatever his name was, in G.I. Joe the movie. I guarantee I saw this when I was a kid on TV. Because for some reason, I remember his bow tie. I also remember this kid with like triangular hair. I don't know, just triangle head. So I know I definitely saw this one on TV, and this would have been 1979, I think. 1979. Yeah, I would have been 8. Would have watched this and probably thought it was kind of lame. There's a lot of songs and stuff. They cram in like, every couple of lines of dialogue, it seems. They're singing something. But, that's alright. Burgess Meredith was a good singer. And then there's like a sequel. Well, actually, these are both sequels. There was the first one, which I don't have, was just Puff the Magic Dragon, based on the song. Then there was this one, Land of the Living Lives, and then there's Puff. Doesn't say Magic Dragon, but it just says Puff, and the incredible Mr. Nobody. Burgess Meredith as Puff the Magic Dragon. Yeah, this one is a little different. It kind of follows the same structure and format as this, and I suppose would be pretty close to the first one as well, which I have seen, but I haven't seen it in a long time. Basically, it's just always a story about a kid, and a kid's got some kind of problem. Now, this one, I can't speak for the first one because I haven't seen it in so long, but in this one, the kid's like a bad liar. She's a bad kid. Like I said, getting into trouble and stuff, very weird. But she's got some like family problems and stuff are going on too, and Puff the Magic Dragon helps her deal with that. Now this kid has like an overly active imagination, and he has an imaginary friend, which, yeah, it's a duck with a pot on his head, and he's called Mr. Nobody, and that's this kid's imaginary friend. And this kid, like, kind of, he's going through identity crisis or something, and then so Puff the Magic Dragon basically teaches him how to deal with life without his imaginary friend. Like, I guess, in telling you, oh, how silly it is to have an imaginary friend, but he is one. Or I guess it's like, how to tell reality from fantasy. Really? Because I would have thought Puff the Magic Dragon would kind of blur those lines a little bit more. Yeah. Anyways, okay. I watched it, and it went by, and it was, the kid has a problem. Puff the Magic Dragon takes him on a magic journey, and they sing a couple songs, and then the problem's done. And the kid is perfect. Or at least, has an epiphany, and I should stop being an asshole. Thanks, Puff. This is a super sexist, super stupid, not very funny Bill Murray movie. Animal House Goes to Summer Camp. Meatballs. Summer camp movie. It's dumb. It's even when I first saw it, I was like, oh, a lot of people like this movie, and I guess I like it too. But I was really searching for stuff to laugh at. I mean, some of it's so crude and like so 70s too. I mean, what year is this? Meatballs, I think, is 1979. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much about this. I didn't care for it. But there is something curious on the back here. Now, Bill Murray is Tripper. That's all you need to know. He's he's the camp counselor, head counselor, or something like that. Now, his name is Tripper. Accidental blackout and Tripper's amorous attack upon a female counselor. That sounds kind of questionable. I mean, just the way they summarize that, like, That sounds like a crime report or something like that. Yeah, so that's Meatballs. Animal Farm, yeah, you can read. With the Magic of Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Now, what I thought this was going to be was more puppets and things, but actually it's a pretty good blend of like CGI enhanced real animals, as well as a few puppets here and there, and the effects are okay, I guess. They're not terrible, but there's some spots where it's kind of weak. But they stayed really faithful to the source material on this, I think, but they added some stuff too. Now, it's just kind of weird. Like looking at this cover, you would think, "Oh, look at all the animals around the farm." Animal Farm. Oh, it's a kids' movie. It's got the big bright blue sky right there, and but what it is, it's an adaptation of George Orwell's novel, Animal Farm, which basically chronicles the rise of the USSR, in metaphor, of course. Now, this is made by Hallmark Entertainment, so you would also think, oh, it's gonna have this nice positive message and everything, and Hallmark Entertainment, Jim Henson. I mean, this has got to be for kids, right? This has got to be a family movie. Well, I guess it is in a way, but it's kind of harsh for a family movie. Because, yeah, it's basically the rise of the Soviets and, the Russian Revolution and communism, the rise of communism. Now, this movie was made in, 1999, I believe. 1999. And that's 10 years after the fall of communism in Soviet Russia and that sort of thing. Also, almost 10 years, or maybe 10 years exactly, after Jim Henson died. So, I don't know, things were a little weird, and it's generally pretty dark, this movie. And the thing that they did change about it is they put a little bit more of a happy ending on the end, which is where you would put the ending. It has a little bit more of a happy ending than you would expect, because it's like, okay, all that stuff happens, as in the book, and the pigs take over the farm, and they become just like humans, and basically, yeah, everything kind of breaks down. But then this dog here returns to the farm, like 5 years later or something like that, doing better now, and but we have a lesson to learn. A lesson has been learned here. Okay, that's super weird because, I don't know, what is that? The American producers and Hallmark Entertainment, is that their way of saying, hey, Soviet Union, told you so? I guess they just tried to make it a little more positive, right? Because it's a pretty bleak ending. Book first, and then watch this. And some notable voices in there too. Kelsey Grammer, Ian Holm, and Patrick Stewart are the pigs. Then there's Julie Louis-Dreyfus is the dog, I believe. I don't know the other ones. Peter Ustinov is Old Major, the Karl Marx figure in this. Yeah, okay, check it out. First of all, look up Animal Farm on Wikipedia if you've never read it, and you get the gist of it right there. But it is an entertaining novel, and the movie was really entertaining too. Entertaining and interesting and creepy as fuck. Especially that pig right there.